y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I have got a guilty pleasure video. There is no denying that this is not a diet friendly video. But we are going to be doing a end of summertime. Today was the first day of school for my daughter, so I'm really feeling that end of summer blues, kind of feeling like fall's just right here on us. So I'm definitely feeling apple. I just made a whole bunch of apple butter this past weekend because we have apple trees on our property, and I know it's a little out of season for them, but these apple trees always produce just a little bit early. I have no clue what variety these are, but they produce these beautiful tart apples, and we always try to do something with them, whether that be apple pie or apple butter or whatever it may be. So today we're going to be doing a video that kind of brings in that fall feel and the summer feel. I'm not quite sure yet what we're going to call this one, but we're going to be making a apple pie filling, and we're going to be putting it in a cone, smoking that on the Traeger, and then topping it off with some goodies. I think it's going to be a delicious dessert. Kind of has that s'moresy type feel, but it's apple pie. So I'm excited to get started. First thing we have to do is I'm going to wash up my apples and we're going to get them peeled. Alright, we've got our apples all peeled. Now I'm going to start chopping them up into small pieces, and I've got a cast iron pan that I'm going to toss them over into right over here on the side. Get rid of that core, just like that. Kind of an offset cut on each side. Lay it down. And there you wind up with your core. Now with these, just little tiny pieces like that. I know they're going to be kind of all over the place in size. I just want them to be relatively small so they cook pretty quickly. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of the general idea of what size to aim for. Alright, so about like that right there. That is the size I'm going for, so I'm going to get the rest of these apples all chopped up and in my cast iron, and then I'll be back. Alright, I've got these all chopped up, so this is exactly what I was hoping for, about halfway full. We're going to take some lemon juice and we're going to just pour that right over the top. Not really measuring here. I'd say a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice. We're going to go in with just a pinch of salt here. I've got a little bit in my hand. And I know this seems like salt and lemon, making them sour on tart apples. That just helps pull that apple flavor out. It really makes it shine. All right, and then we're going to go in with some cinnamon. I'm just going to give kind of a good coating over this top layer of apples. Oh, that smells so good. All right. And now we're going in with some brown sugar. And I don't want to be shy with brown sugar. All right. Now I've got some butter. We're just going to lay that right over the top. All right, so now we have our filling all ready to go onto the Traeger. So I'm going to stick that out there. The Traeger's warmed up at 300 degrees, and I'm going to just kind of keep an eye on these. We want that butter to melt. We want that sugar to start melting down and kind of caramelizing. They want those apples to cook all the way through so that they're not really, really crisp, but we also don't want them to go all the way to the apple butter stage. We don't want mush. We don't want applesauce. So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on it, and I will take you guys out with me to the Traeger, and you can kind of see how it's going. Alright, so we are out here at the doghouse. I just now put the apples into the Traeger, and the reason I couldn't film out here today is because it is raining, so it's a little bit loud, and it's also just really humid out here, so it's not the most comfortable either. So that is why we are back in the house today, but that's okay. We'll be back out to the doghouse, our next pretty weather we have. Alright, we are continuing the rest of this video out here in the doghouse. Luckily, the rain slacked off enough to where we were able to come out here and finish filming. So I'm excited about that because it's a lot easier to move the stuff from this counter or right there to the Traeger than from bringing it inside. Alright, so our apple filling is done. And what I've done here is I've got our cones prepared to go on the Traeger. So I've got a rack prepared here. We've got our cone. It's one of the racks you use to cook chicken legs. And what I've done is taken a piece of aluminum foil and ran it down the center so that it made these small little holes where the cones can sit, just small enough to hold the cone where they can't slip out. I think it's going to work perfectly. Hopefully once the weight's in them, they will still be able to hold in place. Alright, so what I want to do is in the bottom of the cone, I want to have a little treat be, you know how like the little ice cream cones have the little chocolate tip in them? So I wanted to do something similar, and I've got some caramel cream, and we're going to put little bits of caramel into the bottom of the cone first, and that way we can create like a little candy tip. So I'm just going to split these in half and just drop those down in there, and as these cook on the Traeger, that caramel in theory should melt into the tip of the cone. Now I'm going to take my filling, start on this one, and we're going to almost fill the cone up. Not quite, we want to leave just a little bit of a gap because we are going to be topping these even more. Alright, about like that. I left probably about a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit more gap from the top. I made a lot of apples. I'm going to be using this for a few different things, but this could go a long way. Came up with this idea watching a local show. They bring on different chefs and people from just around the area where we live to share recipes and ideas, and one lady was doing s'mores cones, and those sounded amazing. And then she also did one that had berries and chocolate and marshmallow and stuff like that, and it sounded really good too, but I thought apple pie sounded amazing. And we have the apples from right here on our property. It's such a blessing to have so many different things just available right here. We have our blackberries, we have mulberries, we've got the apples, there's pears. I'm going to take this and stick it on the Traeger. I've got it running at 250, and really the only thing we want to do is just heat this filling up a little bit, heat that cone up, and melt that caramel into the tip. So it shouldn't be on there too terribly long, maybe 10-15 minutes. I will be back when those come off. Alright, we have our cones out, and these smell just like apple pie. It smells so good out here. So I've got some vanilla ice cream that we're going to top these with, and I have let it sit out and soften up just enough to where I can easily scoop. I don't know about, I say that and then look what I did. And I don't know about you guys, but I struggle with scooping ice cream. Alright, so we're going to get this one here. We're going to put a good old dollop of ice cream right on top and get us a second little, there we go. Then I've got some of the apple butter that I made this past weekend. I'm just going to get just a little bit of it. We're just going to put just a little dollop of that right on top. brought an ice cream scoop out with me, and guess what I didn't use? An ice cream scoop. And we're going to top it off with another caramel cream. And there we have it. This, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Ooh. It looks like the wasp wants it too. They're smelling all this goodness. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys in so you can see it. Okay, so now I get to dig in. See this really pretty presentation? I couldn't think of anything else to hold it, so I could take a couple of pictures. But yeah, so we've got our caramel cream at the bottom, and we've got our apple pie filling in the middle, vanilla ice cream topped with a little apple butter, and then an extra caramel cream on top. I have no clue how to dig into this. Let me set this to the side. Oh my goodness. Just had to go for it. Just full send. Y'all. That hot apple filling with this vanilla ice cream that is melting all over my hand and I don't even care. I've made it down to the bottom of the cone. There is ice cream. Chase is answering me. There is ice cream on my hands. There's ice cream on my apron. There's ice cream on the camera. But it was delicious and it was worth it. But I just wanted to show you guys how that caramel melted into the bottom of the cone. Exactly what I was wanting to happen. Delicious. Okay, so everybody is inside digging in. And let me tell you, those are delicious. Absolutely delicious. Messy, but so worth it. You definitely could wait for your filling to cool down and do it that way. Your ice cream won't melt quite as fast, but you know, that takes the fun out of it. So I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys give it a try. Got acorns falling on top of the roof out here. But yeah, today has been just one of those kind of chaotic days. So now that we've had supper and now we've had a nice little dessert, we're doing a little celebration for the completion of the first day back to school and kind of getting back on that schedule. And I think it was a nice way to end the day. Don't forget, check out our website. It is maddogsbarbecueco.com. Get you a couple bottles of sauce. We've got our rubs dropping very, very soon. I think we're just as antsy about them dropping as you guys are. But it's a long time coming, but we are bringing them. And yeah, we've got a lot of things that are coming up, several events that we are attending, and then we have a 2-day event that we are hosting, and it's a lot of exciting things coming up. So make sure to stay tuned, and we will see you guys in the next one.